This is the Shrimp Trawler Video Channel Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel Game of the Week.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Game of the Week in the Fall League, Carryover League 1981-84. And today, we got a game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates in the final round of the schedule until the owners of the major league teams put the players on strike. And we have a variation on how we play out the rest of our season. But let's get caught up in some other league business first of all. That is the standings before we start this, because it affects other divisions. This is crazy. So the Giants already clinched the West. They still have to play the Astros anyway, a 5-game series. But what's crazy here, folks, is this winning percentage is unbelievable. As great as talented as Giants team is. I mean, that's way over the skis of a winning percentage, offset by whatever the heck the Padres are doing down here. 4-21. It is almost impossible. I don't care what strat cards you use. It is virtually impossible to lose 21 of 25 games of Strat-O-Matic, regardless of who's on your roster, which is the startling thing we have seen. And you know who's on the Padres, folks? Tony Gwynn hitting 351. They traded for Carney Lansford hitting 336. Tim Lawler's in his best card. Dave Dravecky. They got a nice Gary Templeton card there. Kevin McReynolds. I mean, they got some nice pieces on this Padre team, but there it is. They're a mess. A catastrophe. I've never seen 15 and a half of anything before, folks, but I think I gotta stop right there and take a breath. This is just too much. So I'll move up. In other league action, the Diamondbacks played their way out of any chance of winning this division by getting swept by the lowly Portland team, which gives the division to Colorado. So the Giants and the Colorado Rockies will finish this season in first place, and the players, the Major League players, the ML Players Association, they're going to have a little tournament for bragging rights for best baseball team, regardless of being locked out. Team Colorado versus Team San Francisco. There won't be any mention of that word or that word. And the 8 teams who win the divisions will be going to Chicago, because that's the one city in the middle of the country where all the teams can get to quickly. And there's plenty of hotel space with 2 Major League franchises there. American League will play in Comiskey Park. National League will play in Wrigley Field. And they'll have their little showdown to see who, for bragging rights, is the best team in the National and American League. Anyway, let's get to where we're getting to, folks. And it is the National League Central. In other news, the Reds had a chance to win this division. They blew it. They're already done. They lost 3 out of 5 to the Cubs. So the Reds and the Cubs season is over. The Cardinals and Pirates are left today in a simple best of 5 to win the division, as they were in a tie before everything started. So let's show you what's happened. Game 1 in St. Louis, it is John Candelario for the Pirates, John Martin for the Cardinals. Hot start for the Cardinals. After the Pirates score in the first, you get an Oberfeld double, Ozzie Smith single, Wockenfuss and Nasaski RBIs. Second inning, you get Reedus walks, McGee singles, Oberfeld singles, sac fly Keith Hernandez, single Nasaski. It's 5-1. It's a 6-2 final. John Martin goes 6 1/3 innings. They don't even need their closer, Raleigh Fingers, in this one. Pirates just don't seem to be talented enough to keep up with the Cardinals, even though the 1-loss record was, they were tied going into the series. But One of the reasons it was tied is because this division is very competitive, so it's hard to get much separation between the Cubs, Reds, Pirates, Cardinals. Cardinals, we know, in 1981 had the second best record in the National League. Cardinals, as we know, win the 1982 World Series. We believe the Cardinals are the real deal. The Pirates are sort of going through. They're out on the skipper on the Lapstrake Dory out there, sailing away into Three Rivers, trying to. Early '80s is not kind to Pittsburgh. They got some strange names on this team. We'll show you why in Game 2. In game number 2, it is Rick Rhoden, nice pitcher for the Pirates, against Bruce Hurst. The Cardinals were unable to obtain the services of John Tudor from Boston, so they settled for Bruce Hurst. Well, guess what? As a number 4 starter, Bruce Hurst just shut the Pirates out 10-0. Bruce Hurst threw a 3-hit shutout in this thing, as the Pirates are fading hard. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are rolling. Dane Orge, single. Les Cano reached on air. Sanchez, RBI double. McGee, Smith, RBI groundouts. Hernandez, RBI double. RBI single Orge, 2 RBI triple Les Cano. 2-run homer Les Cano. 6 to Les Cano. Nice little player. Moved from Milwaukee to the Padres, to the Cardinals, I think to Houston, to the Phillies. He moved around a lot in the early 80s. Always had productive cards. Cardinals win 10-0, which brings us to Pittsburgh in Game 3. The Cardinals need to win a baseball game, and they will clinch the division. Also, the Rockies still have to play, and the Cardinals, we don't know. I believe the Giants, my goodness, they practically have the number 1 seed. Worst they can finish is 18-7. Where are the Mets? Mets could go 19-9. They can't catch them. Yeah, I think the Giants have the number 1 seed. Or I should say, I think Team San Francisco has the number 1 seed. Team Colorado is in. We expect Team St. Louis to be in, and we're waiting on Team New York. So that brings us to game number 3 from Pittsburgh. And here's an interesting pitching matchup. The Cardinals have a free agent pitcher. It's Bruce Kison. Kison was a Pirate for most of the 1970s. But he went to the California Angels, and the Cardinals plucked this card away from them in '82, 10-5, 3.17 ERA, in 142 innings. And the Pirates will send Jim Bibby out there. Had a nice little run there in 79 through 81 with the Pirates. He's 6-3 with a 2.49 ERA in 94 innings the year of the strike. Cardinals Pirates in a Game 3 from Pittsburgh. Leading off for the Cardinals, it's Ken Oberkfell. 57's a strikeout. 49 short X, shortstop. Mike Ramsey's a 3.33, makes the play. And Keith Hernandez, 5.12 is a strikeout. Moreno, 1.9 is a triple 1-9 double, is a 2-base hit. Howard Johnson, former Tiger, skies the center, future Met. Johnny Ray, 37, flies to right. And Stargell 1.5 is a strikeout. Top of 2, it's Gary Redus, former Red. Nice little player the Cardinals got. 69, pops to first. Dane Orge hitting 327, my bad. 67 pops out. And Sixto Lezcano up in a great series. He walks. Orlando Sanchez, skies the center. Bottom of the 2nd, it's the Cobra, Dave Parker, 49, flies the center. Don Slaught, 2-7, grounds out. Vaughn, Purple Haze, flies to right field. Top of the 3rd. It's Willie McGee, 3-11. He Ks. Ozzie Smith, 2-5, rolls to 3rd. Back up top to Oberkfell. 65 flies to center. It's the day of the pitcher. Mike Ramsey, the bottom of the 3rd inning, grounds the 2nd. Rodney Scott pops to short. Back up top to Moreno. He grounds the 3rd. We'll go to the 4th. Sailing along here in a scoreless battle. Tommy Herr, 54, center X. Moreno's a 1-2 in center. He makes the catch. Keith Hernandez with a base hit. Gary Redus, 1-5 is a fly ball to left, and with 2 outs. It's Dane Orge, 56, flies to right. Bottom of the 4th. Howard Johnson, 47, pops out. Johnny Ray, 39, skies out. And Stargell, 1-9, strikes out. Into the 5th already in this thing. Lescano, 34. Short. Sanchez, 1-9's a base hit. Willie McGee, 55, second C. Runner in scoring position for Ozzie Smith. 47 is single 1018. That's the base hit. It will not score the run, as the grounder was smothered, keeping the runner at third with 2 outs. Back up top to Ken Oberkfell. 46 off the Bibby card. It's triple on a 16. Cannot get it. It's a double. We'll run Ozzie Smith. He does score anyway. From first on the double, it's 2-zip Cardinals. Tommy Herr. 1-6. Let's take a look at this card of Tommy Herr. Tommy Herr seldom hit double-digit homers, often had over 100 RBI for the Whitey Herzog Cardinals of the 80s. He hits .323 and 83 with this card. Arguably the best card of the decade. I think 85 is the RBI year. I'm not sure which is better. I'm trying to recall, but I love this Tommy Herr card. It's great. 1-6, triple 1-9. It's an RBI single. It's 3-0 Redbirds. And Hernandez. Keith, 410, third X. Oh boy, we got Howard Johnson at third base. That's going to be a base hit on his lousy defense there. On the corners for Gary Redus, who grounds to short. 3-0, bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bruce Keeson. Continuing to the bottom of the 5th with a one-hitter. It's Dave Parker. 57's a K. Don Slaught. 57's also a K. And Von Hayes. 2-6 grounds to second base. Pirates have not scored in the last 14 innings. Dane Orge. 2-8 grounds to short. Lescano. 68 pops to third. Orlando Sanchez. First X. Startles a 4-15. He gives up the single. And Willie McGee, 5-10, is a walk. 2 on 2 outs for Ozzie Smith. 66 off Bibby's a pop to third. Bibby is just a batter away from point of weakness. Starter 6. Bottom of the 6th, it's Mike Ramsey. 1-9, ground ball to third. Former Cardinal, going to the Pirates. How about that? Rodney Scott, 34, pops to first. And Marino, 39 is a single. Howard Johnson, 46, is a pop to second base. Former Pirate Bruce Keeson with a 2-hitter. Finally getting some recognition here. A star in the making in St. Louis. As we go to the 7th inning here, it'll be Ken Oberkfell. 3-7, skies the right. Tommy Herr, 1-5, homer, 108. You saw the card, double the rest. It's a 2-base hit. Not so fast Hernandez, 1-2 is a low max. Dashing that rally. 3-zip game though. Bottom of the 7th. We are enjoying listening to the meters. Yeah, this is a it's the meters, folks. They are all metering here. Yeah. With the sissy strut and whatnot. Here comes the meter man. Yeah. Good stuff from the meters. Back to the game. Keeson will continue in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Johnny Ray. 1-8. He pops out. Willie Stargell. 68. Single 1-7. He cannot collect it. And with 2 outs, Dave Parker grounds to second base. The Pirates look lifeless. Lost 10-0 in game 2. Losing 3-0 today. Cardinals swapped out closers. They had Bruce Sutter. He went to San Diego in a multiplayer trade. They sent Sutter and Templeton to the Padres for Ozzie Smith and Raleigh Fingers. And eventually the Padres will move on to Rich Gossage as their closer and move Sutter back. So Fingers will end up in Milwaukee. There's a lot of closer movement in our planned in our fall league, folks. But having Raleigh Fingers available for the last 6 outs in a potential clinching game is key here. Let's go to the top of the 8th. Gary Redus. 1-8's a walk. He's a double-A stealer. He's taking off for second base. He's safe. Dane Orge. 1-7, let's take a look at this guy's card. It is Dane Orge. Again, the 1981 Cardinals. And I'm telling you, folks, go back in your history book a little bit. They might actually be better than the 82 Cardinals if you factor in the hitting and the pitching. The reason I'm saying that is I'm not a big fan of the 82 Cardinal pitching staff, which included John Stupor and Dave LaPointe, who weren't particularly... They were good at the postseason, but they really weren't good during the regular season. That's my qualms with that 82 Cardinal team. Anyway, back to this card of Dane Orge. 327, highest batting average of his career. You could put him on the corners of the infield or the corners of the outfield, or just make him a DH, which they didn't have a DH in the National League in this timeline, of course. 1-7, double 1-8 is an RBI single. 4-0. Les Cano, 47's a walk, and that'll do it for Jim Bibby. Tough day. A little overmatched, a little over the skis of the Pirates. Just not as talented right now in their development. After winning the 79 Major League Baseball World Series, they start to take a nosedive a little bit in the early 80s, and we're kind of seeing that right here. They're going to go to Bob Elchinko. He was actually in Oakland A in 1981 with a 3.23 ERA, but a very capable lefty. He'll come in for the Pirates, trying to get out of the mess in the 8th inning with 2 men on, no one out. Batting for Orlando Sanchez, a lefty catcher, will be right-handed catcher John. I need a man to walk and fuss. Here's the pitch. 5-10 is a K. Willie McGee. 1-6. Let's take a look at McGee's card. Wow, this is his first card of 82. Yeah, he was a rookie on that World Series team. 296 average, third best average on that team, I believe. Hernandez had the second best average. Who led the team in hitting? I can't remember. Oh, probably Lonnie Smith? Probably. Anyway, it's 296 for McGee, 2 in center field, 8 triples, and 400 some at-bats. 1-6 is triple 1 and 19, and that is going to score both those runners. We got a runner way, folks. Ozzie Smith. 1-8's a walk. They're on the corners. For Oberkfell. Infield will come up. 49's a walk. The bases are loaded for Tommy Herr. The Cardinals. This is the vendetta. The Cardinals were not invited to the 1981 playoffs, nor were the Cincinnati Reds. Both teams now in the same division. Same scenario. Both can't go to the playoffs. Reds folded up against the Cubs. Cardinals are like, no, sir, we're not folding up. We want the playoffs. We want to win the championship before 1982 even arrives. Is what they have their eyes on. Tommy Herr, 4'11", right X. Dave Parker's a 3-10 in right field. He makes the catch, sac fly. And with 2 outs, it's Keith Hernandez. 47, single 1 and 19, another single. That'll just reload the bases with 4 runs in. A walk, and a single. And it'll be Gary Reedus for his second at-bat of the inning. 54, center X, but Moreno makes the catch. If you're still in Pittsburgh, remember to flip the lights off. 7-0 game. They're just going to go, they're going to pull Keeson right now with a shutout. Unreal. Because, folks, they're just going to bring Riley Fingers in. Riley Fingers of the Milwaukee Brewers in 1981. I believe he wins the Cy Young and the MVP or something like that. Willie Hernandez had that same feat in 1984. It was a different dynamic in voting for MVP and Cy Young than in present day, where they don't value the closer's stats as much, I guess you could say. But Riley Fingers, virtually untouchable in 81, 6-3 with a $1.04 earned run average. Asked to get the final 6 outs in this one. And leading off for the Pirates, it is Don Slaught. 2-2 pops to third. Von Purple Hayes, 57's okay. And Mike Ramsey, 45, double 1 and 19 gets it. Rodney Scott, 38, is a walk. 2 on, 2 outs for Omar Moreno. 57 is a K. We'll go to the ninth. And the Pirates will go to their closer just as a, you know, courtesy to him. Kent Colby gets one more inning with the Pirates. 1983, Kent's got a 1.64 ERA. One of the heroes of the 1979 World Series. Did very well in that. 1.64 ERA in 99 innings for the Pirates. Then I think after this he ends up moving around baseball. I think he's on the Phillies, some other clubs. He'll face our boy Dane Orge. 1-8, Dane's on again with a single. Les Cano, 210, flies 11. John Walkenfuss, 2-4. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Bottom of the ninth for Raleigh Fingers. Any defense to bring in? No, it's all in there. Howard Johnson, 310, flies to right. Johnny Ray, 2-5, triple 108's a double. Stargell, 1-8 is a K, and with 2 outs. The Cobra Dave Parker, 1-8 is a grounder to third, and that'll do it. There it is, folks. Your St. Louis Cardinals have their way with Pittsburgh, 7-zip, outscoring them 17-zip in the last 2 complete game shutout, or not complete game shutouts, the last 2 shutouts. We'll go right to the stats, folks. Get to take a deeper dive into these Cardinals. So they are for real. Kind of knew they were. Let's see, final box, Tekulve gave up a hit in his inning. Alchinko, who'd he come in for? This guy, he gave up a hit, walk, and a K. 2 hits, 2 walks, and a K. And a run. Bibby, 7 innings and some batters and a loss. 9 hits, 6 runs. All earned. Walk 4, struck out 3. 2 innings for Fingers. Gives up a hit, walk, and 2 Ks there. Another hit and a K there. 7 shutout innings for Bruce Keeson, and he can sit back and relax and watch his former team get eliminated. How about that? No walks, 4 strikeouts. 1009, 0109, 71204, 71204, 6417, 1764. St. Louis Cardinals. Boy, we haven't seen the Cardinals have success in the Summer League because of the timeline of where we're at. But now we're in the time of the Cardinals. We're here. We got here. It took us a long time to get to the time of the Cardinals. And good for them. They've been hanging in there. Often overmatched by the Big Red Machine, the Pirates of the 70s. Now it's in there. And eventually the Chicago Cubs will be there in 1984. So that window is not going to be very long for these Cardinals. Pirates finished the year 14-14, right in the middle of mediocrity there. Hitting 247 with a 3.64 ERA. But your Cardinals are division winners. They're 16-10, moved ahead of Colorado by half a game. They are hitting 280. They have a 3.73 ERA. They've scored 137 runs, given up only 107 runs. Fingers has 4 saves because they haven't been in many close games that they've been winning. They've been putting screws to their opponents. Not a lot of power in St. Louis. We kind of knew that. And actually not that many stolen bases when you think about it. Ozzie Smith is 10. Gary Reedus is 9. McGee is a couple. Again, they do it with batting average. They're doing it with a balanced attack. A lot of walks, too. They like to draw walks. Get a bunch of guys in 26 games and with double-digit walks and hits. It's a good Cardinal team. Who's your MVP if I had to give them a team MVP at this point? Ken Rookfell has taken the top spot in the lineup mostly because he draws walks against righties, and he's got a high batting average versus lefties, and why not? He's a beast stealer. You have to hold him on first. Probably not a threat to steal, but at least you have to hold him on, setting up the plus for the next guys. The rest of that double-A speed is sprinkled around the lineup. Gary Reedus, Ozzie Smith, Willie McGee. It's an unconventional team. They don't have the obvious cleanup hitter with a ton of power. But going back to Mr. Oberkfell, Oberkfell's hitting 327. That's pretty nice. And the RBIs are all sprinkled around through a bunch of people there. 412 games played to this point, folks. We're hitting 270 with a 4.03 ERA. You see the Cardinals' numbers are better in both of those categories. And when we look at the overall standings now, you see clearly the Cardinals, they're your division winner. Quite easily now. We can just, we can put them as a 3 for the moment, I guess. It doesn't really matter yet. Actually, it's just home field advantage for that sort of thing, but yeah. So in the National League, Team San Francisco, Team Colorado, and Team St. Louis, they're all going to catch buses, trains, and automobiles to Chicago. They'll be hanging out somewhere near Wrigley Field, where those 4 teams will play a doubleheader in Game 1 and Day 2. It'll be another doubleheader with the championship game being played in the park with the best overall record. Probably Team San Francisco right now. It's going to be an interesting look of how we present the strike. So that's coming up, folks. Eventually, once we still have to get see what happens with New York. The New York and Toronto, that's a battle. Ohio players won the whole thing a year ago. They got a 1-game lead here. They could do it again. Kansas City is really looking good as well in the American League. Out west, it's California as the edge over Oakland. So we still have more baseball to play before the owners lock these players out. Today, break up St. Louis. It is a 3-game sweep of Pittsburgh. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.